They just want you to sit in your chair and go, hip hip hooray, for the Western press and the Western narrative, regurgitating the same old, same old, same old, every single day, without exception. Please watch the first series, the first 2 episodes, the second series. Look at that.
Absolutely fascinating.
And it was the first time the Beatles had really stopped being semi-professional almost.
Good morning, everyone. I was going to do the film and TV. I'll give you a couple of films that I've been watching, on that YouTube. And but it's football. I've got to talk about the game today. After the results on Wednesday. Great results, as you know. Brilliant. Plays well. But as we allowed them, I don't know. I can't get the match. I can't really analyse the match. No, it sounds mad. But the thing is, you see, they were bad. Marseille were terrible. Did we stop them from playing? Or did they allow us to play better than what we were playing? Did Slot change to the old system? I just don't know. I can't really get my head around it. But we'll see this afternoon, well, later on at 5:30, how good we are if we have come back to being a team that can win, if you know what I mean. Clean sheet as well. Ali made some great saves, don't forget that. Some fantastic saves he made. Anyway, I mentioned these 2 films that I've been watching. One, fucking hilarious. You get it on YouTube. It's called Circus of Fear. Fucking. The acting is shocking. It really is. It's all blood and everything. And Christopher Lee's in it. But you've got to see the character of Christopher Lee. It's fucking hilarious. I advise you to watch it for the simple reason to see how bad it is. Anyway, that's one. And the other one I thought was good. It's an older film. Roger the Lodger's in it, Roger Moore. North Sea Hijack. And there's some good British stalwart, shall we say, actors in it. It's good. I thought it was anyway. North Sea Hijack. But the character that Moore plays is a maverick sort of fella. I'll tell you who else is in it. It's Anthony Perkins. He's a psycho in it. North Sea Hijack. It's good. I thought it was. I enjoyed it, to get away from that fucking Circus of Fear. Unbelievable. One of Frank in chat says TWIT. I'm feeling all right, lad. T. I don't know. I'm feeling all. Oh no, Frankie and the extras. The extras. I think we're all extra there, aren't we? And the T says we played better, but they were overrated. I thought it was shocking. There was nothing there. Absolutely nothing there. And the Ross says, Frankie, Europe and European sides are not Burnley and Leeds. They believe they can go toe-to-toe in the Prem. These teams, yeah, Baldy hasn't worked out how to beat the opposition. I believe that, you know. I believe that. And the T says, yep, I love not CI Jack. You've got to, please. You get us on YouTube, Circus Sophia. Fucking, I couldn't believe what I was watching. And Christopher Lee's in it. And Christopher Lee hated playing those parts, you know. Great fella, you know, in the war. He could speak several languages. Several languages he could speak. And, you know, Chinese, Russian. He could speak every fucking language. Without an accent. Christopher Lee. Incredible. Went behind the lines and everything. Went behind the enemy lines in the Second World War. He was in the intelligence. I'm just watching him in this film, Circus Sophia. Fucking hell, you wonder, you know. But I remember him saying, you know, that he only does it for the money. And the amphitheatre, I watched that 10 Cloverfield. Is that what John Goodman? It is, isn't it? 10 Cloverfield. Bit strange though, wasn't it? I thought it was all right, you know. My missus chooses the Friday night movies. Does she know? I'll give you the film for you and your missus to watch. Let me think of it, and it's a cracker. You'll enjoy it. You will enjoy it. Because I thought it was brilliant myself. And they're all saying, hey, Frankie, lad, I'm going to email you about us getting together. So look for my email. It could be under the Mrs. Pro. No problem. I will, honestly. But if you've sent it to this, you know, this, you know, in this description, fucking Jason has to say, I can't access it. For some fucking reason, I can't access it. Jason has to send it on to me. But, you know, nevertheless, I'll get it. Paul, all right, Paul, you still in Tenerife? It's freezing here. Still freezing. I hope you'll enjoy it. I know you will. You will. You and Kat will be enjoying yourselves. I know that, mate. Frankie Christopher Lee spoke Chinese, Japanese, Cantonese, Irish, and yeah. He spoke German perfectly. Italian, because his family line comes from the Borgias, believe it or not, in Italy, the Borgias. So, you know, he's just one of those fellas who is an incredible, well, just incredible. It's on Jason's. Well, okay. I'll ask Jason to send it through to me. I'll get hold of him today. I'll reply to you right away. I'll reply to you. Okay, now. I'll have to buy a new fucking chair. This is killing me, this. It gets me arm for some reason. So anyway, boys and girls, what you think of today? Are you looking forward to it? You're looking for... I like that. I like what you said there, Phil. Christopher Lee was a great, great man. There's a beautiful award speech he gave in his latter years. He was a classically trained, actor. And when he first was in, they said, yeah, I played Dracula. Oh, yeah, okay. But once Sammy gets hold of you, any studio, under contract, they give you the contracts and you've got to fucking play all these mad parts. You become typecast. And he was made up that he got a James Bond part, the man with the golden gun, because he got away from all that other thing. And he played a baddie. That's what he says. He said, I ended up playing a baddie in James Bond. And believe it or not, James Bond was based on him. Wouldn't believe that, would you? Ian Fleming. Because he was in the intelligence, he knew. He knew. That's why you couldn't have, like, the way the woke is. And you'd have, they were trying to say that Idris Elba should be Bond and this other fella. And I thought, no, you can't. You can't. But that I think Idris Elba's, I think Idris Elba's brilliant himself. Great, whatever he's in. But you can't have him playing. I just don't want to dig it all, unfortunately. And there says, Frankie, it's nice to have a 5 p.m. match. Me dad and our kids I'll go away. Bournemouth going to be really hard, but they are weakened from sales, yeah. This is how they'll be up for it as well, Bournemouth. They'll be up for it. Jack O'Connell will be a good choice. Jack O'Connell, do I know him? Never heard. You mean for James Bond? Yeah. Yeah. Years ago, they were going to pick Jeremy Northam. I've seen him in a few things, Jeremy Northam. But he was too small in stature. Too small in stature. And they were also going to pick, what's his name? Hugh Jackman. But I think he was, he signed up to make 2 films. 2 films he signed up to make. Anyway, so he couldn't be him. So you could have had Hugh Jackman. Bond's a great character. Bond is a great character. Do you know what I was watching as well? I was watching, I wasn't watching it. It just came up on YouTube. You know the way not YouTube, before you get to YouTube, you know, on your smart TV and you see these things that you could watch without going to YouTube. Celebrity SAS. And I thought, send them over to the front line to see how good they are, the celebrities. And, you know, there was another celebrity thing. Was it that? And I seen all these names. I didn't know any of them. And something, celebrity something. And I only knew the name Denise Van Outen. And the rest, I hadn't a clue, yeah. So I think anyone can become a celebrity. Sad to say. Have we got any celebrities? Frankie, they love a trip to Bournemouth. My dad's always down there for a couple of days. Yeah, it's loads of Scousers are down there, living down there. And they had been, we used to go away for the summer, didn't we? To work places. I used to go to Turkey for the summer, to earn a few bob. Work away for the summer. As I said, I went, but lots of people went to Bournemouth and stayed there. Just stayed there. It is a nice place, Bournemouth, South Coast. But it's all changing. It's all changing. I'm telling you now. Jack O'Connell is the new hot actor from Sinners. I've seen it. 28 years series. Oh yeah. Is he in the latest one? I haven't seen it yet. 28 years later. Don't know. And Steve Dallas. Hiya, Steve. Dallas Cowboys. Good morning, Frank. How are you doing? Hope you're okay. Yeah, I'm okay, Steve. Thanks. I'm supposed to be doing films and TV, but we touched on a couple. But it's more football though today. Playing in the Prem. But, it's a mixture of both, to be honest. Talking about some films and things. So, good morning, Steve. Hope you're well yourself. Hope you're good, like everyone else. I just want to, I'm trying to think of this film for Friday night, the Anfield Road. Got this fucking pain back. Would you have only sat down? Fucking hell. Only sat down. Frankie, what do you reckon on? Yeah. Well, he's he wants first team football, doesn't he? But he's lost it. We've seen it, didn't we, last season? And coming into this season, he's not the same Robbo as how great he was, him in there, Trent. And that's what I said, about Slot. You're getting fans saying, oh, we're in transition. They're making excuses. About the Prem, that is. We're in transition. Now, I don't know whether it was Slot or Edwards and Hughes or all three combined, but they broke up. This is the way I look at it. Jurgen Slot left a team that had gelled. He just gelled in his last season. It's a team that had gelled. Then, when Slot came over, took over, Mr. Look who I am. I'm here now. Him. We won the league. And he broke up a winning side. He just broke it up. And the likes of Trent was a stage with Liverpool until he died. But you've got to understand why he left. He left because Jurgen had gone. He knew that he was going. So he just ran down his contract. He said, that's it, fuck you. Do that to one of the greatest managers. And he did. I look at it like that. As soon as Edwards went away, I'm leaving Liverpool. I've resigned from Liverpool. Yeah, well, fuck off then and stay away. Him and Ward, 6 months later, Ward left. Now, you've got to wonder, why did they leave? And then all of a sudden, told not to take any other job, by the way. Don't take any jobs. Because it was in the pipeline that they'd be back within 2 years. And Edwards never seen eye to eye with Edwards. Jurgen never seen eye to eye with him. And as soon as he knew that he was coming back, that was the end of it. He said, I'm fucking going. Because Jurgen would have seen out his contract. And most probably would have signed a new one. If that wouldn't have happened, he would have still been with us. That's just me, though. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's why I'm going to see the spinal fella or girl. I don't know who it is. On Wednesday. Anfield. So it's everything's connected, yeah. Everything. Even me walking ability, and that's why I've got to go and see the spinal person. Neurologist, to be honest. It's a neurologist, but he's a spinal specialist. Or she is. It just says that, you know. And they've given me the bloody address this time. I hate to sell that lad. But financially it makes sense. But I'm worried that their plan is just to bring the Greek Scouser back. Yeah, there's Semikas. Yeah. Yeah. Semikas, the way I looked at Semikas is he always gave it 100%. And he was much younger, wasn't he, than Robbo? I don't want that Van der Ven, though. He's injury prone, that fella. And there's strong links with him. We don't need any injury prone players. And Steve says, yeah, I hated Matt Damon, but do you know what? I never watched one of them because I don't like him. I don't like him. You look at his face there, look. He played, look, there's no he played, it's the same expression. Look at that one there, look. And look at this one here, look. Same expression. I don't like him. Jeremy Renner was the best as Ball. I looked at that. Never seen the Ball, only that Jeremy Renner, because I like Renner. I think he's a great actor. Steve. I totally agree on the excuses point. That side Slot got was not that old. No, it wasn't. Now I can accept the loss of Diogo was unforeseen, but they decided to sell all the kit. I'll tell you another thing. I bet you Diogo was being sold as well, along with Nunes, Lucho. I'm telling you now, he would have been sold. Yeah. All the kids, yeah. Lucho, Darwin, and Trent. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. The old team was broken up. The whole team. You only had to see what Mo Salah did during that championship winning side with Trent behind him. Records assists. Records throughout the whole, not just for Liverpool, but throughout the whole of the Premiership. Won the Golden Boot. Without Mo Salah, we would never have won the league. And he changed the system. This is why he's lucky in the. He's very lucky in the Champions League. But remember PSV? Steve Dallas. I was really surprised about his comments that Liverpool didn't win except 2 Premier Leagues in the last 30 years, coming from the Liverpool head coach, is beyond me. Yeah. Yeah. This is what he's like. This is what he's like. Steve. You know, I don't like him. I do not like the man. He just breezed in and went, I'm here, you know, it's more or less. And when we lost 3 games on the bounce, and instead of during the international break, this is what got me. Where does he go? He goes to Dubai instead of going up to the AXA training ground trying to work out why we got beat. And he didn't. He went to Dubai. That was shocking, that. Shocking. Should have fucking sacked him there and then. When we got beat by Forest, that was it with me. Should have been sacked then. TW. I do find this Robbo sale strange. How much are we going to... Don't know. Don't know. No clue. See, remember when I said Slot wants to get away from the legacy of Jurgen Klopp? Slot wants to just... And Edwards, by the way, and Hughes. I don't like them. I don't like Slot. They just want to get away. Think about it. Edwards leaves. Ward leaves, Julian Ward. They come back within 2 years. Jurgen goes. They come in. They bring in the Slot, who's never heard of, the Eredivisie fella. And he didn't win it like the league or anything when we brought him in. He was just an Eredivisie fella. He has won the league or something, you know, in the past. But he never done anything that season that we brought him in. And he goes out in the middle of the pitch to the Feyenoord fans. And the season hadn't even finished. He said, I'm going at the end of the season to Liverpool. He couldn't wait to tell them. This is the power of Liverpool. I'm going, give me that mic. I'm going in the middle. I'm leaving. You know. There must have been some fans. There must have been some fans in Feyenoord, you know, who said, well, fuck off then. Go now. He must have been fuming. But if a Liverpool manager said that, came out, I'm going to Chelsea. I'm going to Manchester United. I'm going to Manchester City. How would we feel? You go, yeah, well, all right, fuck off then, go now. That's the way I look at it. The unfair to the sea, they haven't said, but as imagine 5 to 8 million. Nah, Frankie, lads, that, Van der Ven, he's injury prone. He's injury prone. And see, the worst injuries that you can get is hamstring. Your hamstrings. And he's suffered with them. And he's Dutch. Another Dutch fella. When I look at what Morton said about Slot, very telling. He said, under Klopp, I saw a future. Under Slot, he told me plainly my future lays elsewhere. He is not good enough coach to use the academy. I always remember, I used to watch, well, I still do now and again, up at the academy, you know, when they were playing. And you see Slot there on the, you know, the balcony thing. Slot. Klopp. He used to go, look at the lads, the kids. But Kenny Dalglish. Kenny used to stand there as well. They went together all the time, Dalglish and Jürgen. But he was there. I've never seen Baldy yet. Never seen him. So, yeah, you know, the kids. Remember when we played Crystal Palace and got hammered at Anfield to put all the kids out? Now, remember when we won that Carabao Cup with kids getting through to this final? Remember that? That was Jürgen knew how to play them. When to bring the right time to bring them in. He also always uses, as a point of reference. Well, Baldy, we are Liverpool. You're an arsehole. We have won the 6 Champions League trophies and 20 league titles. You don't get to critique our club. You're a guest. That's all. Brilliant. Brilliant. It's the best comment I've heard about soccer. Really. And he just fucking criticised Steve Dallas, you know, and he's over in America. He said that coming from a head coach. They only wants the, 2 league titles in 30 years. Cheeky fuck. Saturday morning. I'm swearing. See what he brings. I should have just done the films. when we go to the City match, Frankie, with your granddaughter, you'll see we get behind the City. I do. As when I brought her to the, it was a cup match against Southampton a couple of years ago, and she said so. It was in the main stand, right above the tunnel, when they come in and out. And the next, honestly, Sophia said to me, Granddad, I said, what? She said, what are you shouting for? I said, well, that's what you do. You shout at them players over there who play in Liverpool. You shout at that linesman with the flag. You shout at the referee. I said, that's what you do. She said, but no one else is shouting, only you. Main stand. Do you ever remember Jürgen? When we used to score, or, as an EMS, and he used to go like that to the main stand. Go like that. Oh, come on. Let me hear you. Corporate, you see. Selling Robbo releases a foreign spot in our squad, but I'm surprised the Japanese warrior hasn't been sold. He is important for Japan, so I find that strange. Yeah. And he never gets a game, though, does he? He never gets a game. He's being put out. I wonder if they'll bring back. I wonder if he'll bring. No, he won't. He said so earlier, didn't he? There's no future here for you. That's why Trent. Did you notice Trent in his last season? He wasn't picked so much, was he? Did you notice that? He wasn't picked so much during that championship winning side. So you could imagine that he was, in training and that, he just didn't give a fuck because he knew. When I seen him in Jürgen's last game, crying, he was really bawling his eyes out. Really bawling his eyes out. So he didn't want to play for Slot. You could see that. And the Anfield spot on that, Frankie. Klopp went to the academy. Slot has never been. He is not the right fella for us. Is he? No, he's not. Certainly isn't. Klopp was also talented. He won the League Cup with yeah, he did. That's what I mean. Yeah. He knew how to pick them. He knew when to put them in against teams. Slot hasn't a fucking clue. And the Champions League has fucking saved him. And a couple of wins. West Ham second. They were going through a terrible time. West Ham, we beat them 2-0 down there. Got away with some lucky draws, especially one against Leeds United. How the fuck are we through with that? Only for, was it Bradley? It was Bradley. That lad was through. Some fellow was through in the last minute. Leeds lad. And he just fucking got us off his foot. Was it Leeds? One of the draws, I think it was Leeds. Supposed to fucking put us in the net. Christopher. Hi, Frank, and everyone. Like and subscribe. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you. And the Anfield says that Batatich kid is the biggest letdown. He was scheduled for a return over Christmas and he broke down again with the abductor. He has been a huge disappointment. I don't believe what the club have been. Yeah. Yeah. How long has he been out for? Been out for a couple of years. He's been out for a couple of years. And that's the sad thing about it. Out for a couple of years. See, Basatic, he was good, wasn't he? And he had all the potential. And you go, this kid's going to be good. Then all of a sudden, injuries. Then he was sent out on loan over to, I think it was a Tenerife. Went there, Spanish League, La Liga. He's been injured 536 days, shin splints, growing pains, abductor, all very mysterious. $536 days. Didn't know that. I know he'd been away for a couple of years. Been out on loan as well. But he's injury prone, and I think that's the end of him, to be honest. Oh, well, he must be in his early 20s now. He must be around 22, 23. He must be. Christopher. Bloody hell, he's done less hours than Santa. I often wonder why, with his injuries, did Klopp sign him to a long improved contract? He is only 22 years. 22. Thing is, you see, it might have been at the time that, he's going to get better and, don't be worrying, he's got growing pains, they all grow out of them. Or the shin thing, splinters. And that's why. Not making excuses for Jürgen, though, by the way. But, that could have been and he will be a great player, and he would have been. He would have been. It reminds me of Alan Hansen. Did young Batatich. And as I said before, he must be around 22, early 20s, and you've just said that he is. That's not good enough. The T says, I'm concerned that the arseholes upstairs will back Slot to stay in charge. Slot's clearly been told just to get top 4 this season. Yeah, agree there. I agree there. I really do agree. I totally agree. Because, have a good run in he's not going to win it. We're not going to win the Champions League. He might have a go at the FA Cup, but he doesn't seem to like cups, does he? I don't. That was the wrong comment I made there. He's just not a fucking good cup fella. But he's been lucky this time in the Champions League. And, we're in the top 8. So we'll get the lesser teams. So we won't be playing all the seeded teams, the top teams. But there are too many still in it. Very good teams. So we've got to come across them one way or the other after the next rounds. Klopp said he had growing pains. There you go. But he only grew 1 inch. So when he came back, he looked the bloody same on loan as at Las Palmas. That's who he went to, didn't he? And now he's injured. I think you should forget him. I really do, the lad. Christopher says, I remember Stevie G had lots of small injuries the first few years, so he's still got time if his knees and ankles are okay. Yeah, Stevie had growing pains, didn't he? That's what he had. But it's Stevie's. I was watching Alan Shearer, Micah Richards, and the other fella, what's his name, Lineker. And it's a program about Steven Gerrard. Was he the greatest ever? And they said, yeah, he was. Best midfielder at that time. Even Zinedine Zidane said it, didn't he? He was playing as he was playing at the time. He was playing, Stephen. And he says he's the greatest midfielder of his generation, the best midfielder of his generation. And that was Zidane. And he says, I would have loved to have played alongside him in the team. I'd accept our club this season being slightly off the title challenges. But what I won't accept is our style of play being fucking hard to watch. Any coach in the right mind can see we need faster play. We were like that against Marseille. When we played Inter and we won 1-0, they were saying, oh, that's great win. And I've been watching Inter and they haven't been so good. They beat Pisa the other night. They were down 2-0, but they ended up winning 5-2. I was watching them. And there's Arsenal. They go to the San Siro. Beat them 3-1. And we got a last-minute penalty to win the game. Szoboszlai scored. It's the way I look at things as well. And the Anfield says, that's true, but Stevie didn't take 2 years to feature. Batatic bloody taking the Michael, though. He is. It didn't take Stevie. Oh, Lauren Bianchi. Hey, Lauren. Hi, Frankie. I hope you're having a lovely morning today. Yes, especially with you, Lauren. coming on. Thank you. Lauren Bianchi. Yes, lovely name. A lovely Italian name. Italiano nome. Bella. Hope you're having a wonderful morning as well, Lauren. I hope you'll have a great day. A wonderful day. I really do. And the Anfield, Stevie G is the only player I've seen that was more talented than John Barnes in his pump. And I saw Barnes in his pump, but for me was the best I've ever seen. A true lead. I said that, when I was on Anfield, when I was on LFC TV, I said that he's taken over the mantle of Kenny Dalglish as the greatest ever player. I said that. I said that. And he is. No one better. And I go back to Shankly. I've seen players, great players, brilliant players. The likes of St. John and Roger Hunt. Unbelievable. Ian Callaghan, look at the games he played. Unbelievable. I've seen Peter Thompson. Oh, he's unbelievable, Peter Thompson. Tommy Smith, you've only got to look at Tommy Smith. Chris Lawler, great players. Willie Stevenson. Big Ron Yates, and that's going back then. Then you go forward to the likes of Terry McDermott, Graham Souness, Ray Kennedy, Phil Neal. Unbelievable players. Incredible players. Ian Rush, Kenny is himself. And why I've always said that Stevie was, the greatest ever, was this. I mentioned St. John and Roger Hunter. They were world-class players, them, on that side. Unbelievable players I mentioned. And you look at the likes of who Kenny plays alongside. He plays with 10 other, including the keeper, by the way. That's why I've said 10 other players, all world class. Steven Gerrard didn't. Steven Gerrard, you've only got to look at Istanbul. And we dragged us through with his header. I'm saying, come on, we can get at these. And we did. And we won. I've always said, would Slotwood win that game? No, he wouldn't. You've only got to through that, the games that we played leading up to the final. Look at Olympiacos. The goal he scored. I was in the cop. Couldn't believe it. Incredible. When he hit that ball to go through. Then we finally went on and won the thing. Oh, Steven Gerrard. Look at the FA Cup. Last couple of minutes. Down at Cardiff. When the ball came out and he just let fly. This is what Steven Gerrard was like. He could hit the ball from outside the area and bang on. Incredible. And that was Stevie. But he could tackle. He could head a ball. We all know that he could head a ball. Look, you've only got to look at Istanbul when that ball came up, boom, placed it away from that Dida, their goalie. And you've only got to look at that side. Look at the names in that side. Clarence Seedorf, Maldini, Pirlo, Nesta. Incredible side. And we beat them. I always remember Gennaro Gattuso. And the following, when we played them again 2 years later, he said, after the game, he said, in Istanbul, we were the better side, and we were beaten by a Liverpool side, he said, that fought like Trojans. And he said, they were the better side tonight, and we won because we wanted to win that game. He never said revenge, but he said they were the better side tonight, or that night, when they beat us 2-1. That was Gattuso. Frankie, another Italian lady, and the Laura Bianchi. She's lovely. The unfortunate thing is they're all faceless to me. I know it sounds mad. Yeah, Stevie J is an all-time great player, says Christopher. The Anfield. You're spot on, Frankie. Let's be honest, Stevie, under Klopp's side, we would have won 6 titles at least. His drive and leadership was immense. Stevie's attitude was the most determined I've ever seen. Yes. Yeah. You look at, when you look at Shankly, and you've seen the determination in him, and I said this once, what you've just said there. The determination of Shankly to mould Liverpool into a side and to bring Anfield as a fortress. And I said that about Steven Gerrard. The determination and the enthusiasm and the love for Anfield. That was in his play. Like Shankly, the way he was determined. That's what I said. Always said that about Steven Gerrard. I've never met Steven Gerrard. Never has a tour with him. I've met Kenny a couple of times. Got my photograph taken with him. It's on me in my living room. Me and Kenny. Met a few players. Had my photograph taken. Jan Mulby. And I'm talking about, friendship here. Not just like, can you have a photograph taken with you? Know what I mean? I remember the first time I met Kenny. And I was at a function up at the Anglican Cathedral. And I looked over, and I was with our Francine. I said, I'm going over to him. I want to shake his hand. So I walked over, And he was with Jimmy, I know Jimmy McGovern. And I walked over and I went, Kenny, can I shake your hand? He said, hello, Frankie. I was gobsmacked. And as I was shaking his hands, I looked at Jimmy because he was talking to Jimmy, you see, Jimmy McGovern. I said, did you tell him who we were? He said, no. I said, how do you know me? He said, because I watch LFC TV and I watch the ordinary fans on there, giving the spiel. I went, all right, okay. Thanks. And you remember my name? He said, yeah. Then another Irish fella got me sacked because I'd never give him a good name. But I agree with you there, Anfield. And I tell you another thing as well. Remember, Jürgen left, right? Won the league with a squad. And look at the money that was given for Slot. Look at the money. You've got to look at the whole of Jürgen Klopp's tenure. And he never had that kind of money. And I've said constantly, even before I was doing any of these, that Jürgen Klopp is winning these things on a shoestring budget. But he was bringing the right players in. Players with attitude. Players that wanted to play for Liverpool. Players who had a winning streak in them. Same as Rafa, Rafa was the same. He has a shoestring budget. And when the Yanks took over, Hicks and Gillette, he said, I need a player. I want this player. You've got to buy him. He begged them. And that was Fernando Torres. And look at him. Look what he did. For us, one of the best. Torres, unbelievable lad. Incredible player. Look how he teamed up with Stevie. Xabi Alonso playing for Liverpool. Incredible. This was Rafa's team. Very unlucky. We won the European Cup. We won the FA Cup the season after. Got to a final in Athens the season after that. And he was so unlucky not to win the league. The Knicks and Gillette got rid of him. Remember, when I mentioned about we don't sack managers, when people say we're not a sacking club, of course we fucking sack loads of them. See, what they think is because the success of Jürgen Klopp going through them years, they think, we don't sack managers. But just look fucking beyond that. We sacked Rafa. We sacked Kenny. We sacked Hodgson. The Northern Irish fella sacked him as well. And, these people, I don't know where they fucking come from, saying, we're not a sacking club. Of course we fucking sacked them. That's because fans were going, fucking this fella's fucking useless. Not just us. And he's been let out of jail again. I mentioned it the other night, been let out of jail again there. Annie Slot. Mo was up there with the great So is Virgil. Of course. And people have got a short memory with Mo Salah, because to me, yeah, Ernie Slot did not win the league. I'm telling you now, it was Mo Salah and his effort that season with his golden boot and records assists. Without him, you'd never have fucking won it. Ernie Slot. And Stevie here from until this day, I can't believe that Liverpool team beat Milan after 4-0 in the first half. Hang on. No, 3-0 in the first half. It was 3. Unless you're meaning, until this day, I can't believe that Liverpool team beat AC Milan after 4-0. No, it was 3-0. And we came back. Got it to 3-3. Plays extra time. Then it was penalties and we won the cup. With a team that wasn't really one of the greats. Not like other great sides that won the European Cup. We had a great side when we beat Tottenham, when we got to the final. In Madrid. That was a great side. He has a very good side last season, but he broke it up. Broken up. It just gelled. There's no use going on about it now, but he broke up a championship winning side. And this is where you've got other fans saying, we're in transition. No, fuck you in your transition. That's the way I look at it anyway. Transition. Should never have been in transition. Do you know, Frankie, Carlo Ancelotti never smiled or over-celebrated after a game, after our night in Turkey, yeah? He couldn't believe it, could he? I watched a little bit of a documentary a few years ago about that night, but the way the Italians looked at it. And the Italian fans, you know, the AC fans, they gave Liverpool so much respect, you know. They said we were just standing there, sitting there, whatever, expecting, you know, to come out and score a couple more. But the way it turns out, Liverpool was so fired up. They didn't want to be humiliated. And the humiliation turns into a great win in there. So you see, it's on the Italian fan side. And another fella says, we came out, we were there, like, making sure our hair was okay, you know. He's taking the piss, obviously. He said, but the drive in Liverpool, he said, was just overwhelmed us. And as soon as they scored one, we knew that they were going to score another, and they did. Then that's where our hearts were sinking, because another fella said, you know, because there was a few fellas talking, and this other fan said, as soon as they got that second, I thought, if we concede a third, we're going to lose this game. That's it. That's it. And that was it, he said. You know, so it was really good. They weren't like having a go, you know, Liverpool were lucky or anything, weren't that. But what they did say that we were better equipped to win that because we have better players, and they were right. He said Shevchenko, for us, was scoring for fun. Right through the season, right through the competition. Champions League competition. Cracking little jockey it was. And Christopher Raw, that's because he was destined for Everton. Ancelotti. You look at the managers Everton have had. Incredible, you know. Koeman, Ancelotti, Silva, you know, the manager at Tottenham. Not Tottenham, Fulham. Had some good managers. And then they bring back Moyes, who never won a fucking thing with them. That's what I can't understand about them. You know, I'd bring back Klopp now, today. In the next hour, I'd bring him back. Because he won for us. He won things. Great manager. One of the greatest managers in the Premiership. So, yeah, I'd bring him back. Because he knows the Liverpool way. But for Everton to bring Moyes back, he never won a thing for them. Didn't win anything. Don't think he did anyway. No, he didn't, did he? And they were made up the Blues. So be it. Fine. They are to Christopher. At least they ruined them and overspent. So that lot set them back a decade. Well done, Don Carlo. Looking at Bournemouth, they have only won 6 games this season and conceded 41 goals. They are crap. Says the T. Go where is he? I see Joe Gomez is being linked with Milan. What one is AC or Inter? I'd like that Bastoni, you know. I was watching him the other night. Fucking hell. Should have seen a tackle he done. This fella was through and he came from nowhere and he scores as well. Bastoni. Cracking that up. It's what you want in our set pieces. Big headers. The way the Verge used to do. The Anfield to the T. And watch them park the bus tonight. And Baldy will say, against PSG, we gave them a game and the team's transition and the classics. It's Carragher's fault. We now play slow football. Do you know, I thought of something then which was fucking mad about him. But you see, PSG, I was watching them the other night You should have seen the goal by that Kvaratskhelia. Fantastic. Unbelievable. And I wanted him a couple of seasons ago before PSG got him. Could have had him for 58 million off Napoli. We could have had him. Was it 58? No, I don't think it was even that. We could have had him. And I always remember James Pearce saying he was an unknown quantity. Oh, fuck off. Never forget that, what he said. Making a fucking excuse why we never bought him. He would have been phenomenal for us, him, that lad. Unbelievable. Little Georgian. Fucking hell. What a player. Should have seen the goal he scored. There are. Today, to see. He was going last summer. Joe wasn't sold because Hughes just didn't get the deal done. But right now, Joe is more trustworthy than Ibu. Perhaps Ibu may appreciate the support since his loss. Good shout. And it's AC, is it? Yeah. Thanks, T. Cheers, mate. They wouldn't half welcome him there, you know. Especially being a Liverpool player. If that was being Inter, I would have said it could be a deal there for Bastoni. If you know what I mean. But Tottenham and Everton, says Steve. No matter who the manager was, stroke is, the club mentally will never change. That's a good shout, that, actually. Because the Evertonians, they're not worried. I'd be going fucking mad. There's a lot of jealousy aimed at Liverpool Football Club, though. And the Liverpool supporters. Lots of it. Here in Liverpool. As you can imagine, Steve, lots of jealousy. We see it. We hear it. And the chase said to the Lord, Gomez, yes. Gomez played well the other night. It will be interesting to see where Canate goes in the summer. Yeah. I remember last season when, in the final season of Trent, people were actually saying his head has turned. But we could see that he just didn't want to play for under Slot. He must have reviled him. Because you've got to look at the mental state of Trent. Jürgen nurtured him from a little kid, right through. And look what he won with Liverpool. As a kid, a young lad, look what he won. Look at the games he was involved in. The Barcelona game, 4-0 at Anfield. Look at the when we won the Champions League. I'll never forget, if you ever see it again, when the other fella, Origi, scored the second, and you see, the replay, just keep your eye out for Trent after he scored. Just keep your eye out. And you see him, he had his arms up in the air. Now, I remember when I was playing footy, And we got a last minute winner. And I didn't run around, with my arms out. I had my arms down at the side, going, fucking be done it. That's the way you are. Not like with your arms up, it's down by your side running. Have we fucking done it? That's the way, exactly. Trent. That's how he ran towards. Just have a look. Towards Origi with the rest of the lads. His arms down. He had them up, then he put them down, realising that we won. They're not going to come back. We fucking won this. Just have a look at it. And then, all of a sudden, his mentor, he was like another dad to him. In football ways, if you know what I mean. In football ways. And that's why Trent bawls his eyes out. He really bawls his eyes out. So he just ran his contract down. He said, I'm fucking going, I'm not staying here with him. And the AC Milan team that night, Crespo, Dida, Cafu, Nesta, Maldini, Gattuso, Kaka, bro, loved him. Kaka, fucking hell, what a midfielder. Shevchenko, Sidor, Pirlo, Yapstam. We had Dudek, Finn, Upia, Carre, Lisa, Gerrard, Alonso, Garcia, Kewell, and Barros. Ta-da! No, let's be honest, would Slot have won that? After being let's put it this scenario. 3-0 down. Any Slot in charge. The Slot in charge. Coming out for the second half. Traore, fucking hell. The only fucking good thing that fella did that night in Istanbul, when he kicked us off the line, that was it. Traore. But everyone, in that second half, everyone, including Jerzy Duda, were up for it. Everyone. I couldn't fucking believe it. I really. Come on. And we were shouting at fucking fellas leave. Fuck off, fucking get back, you're not fucking fans. Just think. And that was Rafa for you. You get fans saying about Slot winning the league. He fucking didn't. It was the other fella, Mo Salah. Without Mo, he would never have won that. But when you look at Rafa, and that night, his first season, no one fucking mentions that. Because these fucking fans who love Baldy keep saying, don't they? He won us the league, he won us. No, he fucking didn't. They never ever mention in his, first season with Rafa Benitez. Rafa Benitez in his first season won us the Champions League. That's the greatest achievement, in my opinion, than winning the Premiership in the first season. He never gets fucking mentioned, Rafa. the greatest tactician. He was an incredible tactician. When he brought Steve Finnan off, Steve Finnan was underrated, by the way, and he brought Dizzy Aman on. That's who you forgot there, Ro. Dizzy Aman. And he brought him on. That was a tactical genius thing. By bringing Stevie Finnan, and putting on just to get hold of Kaka, because Kaka was running that midfield, him and Pirlo. Unbelievable tactic. Oh, I'm just thinking about it. And as the chief says, that Sunderland seemed up before you wouldn't cocoa. Christopher and Yosemite. Don't forget him. Oh, fuck it. And you see Yosemite, don't you? You know, when we won it, he was jumping up and down. Jumping up and down. The raw. To the I just read it, mate. And I'm like fucking Galacticos. We were like Poundland versus that. Poundland. Oh, brilliant, though. Poundland versus that. I'll be weird, though. That's a good analogy, actually. We were like Poundland. You've only got to look at those names that you threw up. As I said, you know, when I was looking at that little documentary it was of the Italian fans who were actually there, but they were back home, like, you know, it was well after that. A couple of months later, when they were talking to these Italians, the AC fans, and they said, you know, but you've got to look at Gattuso, what he says, and he was so right. After the Athens game, he said, Istanbul, we were the better side. We were, he said, but then, you know, give Liverpool the due. They came at us. And we did win. And he mentioned Dudek. He said, the Liverpool keeper was outstanding. He said he won the match. He won the game for Liverpool that night. And when you look at it, look at the save he made from Shevchenko. A double save. Remember? Last couple of minutes of extra time. I think it was extra time. Yeah, it was extra time. A double save. Even Anna Phillips, Anna Risa, walked up to him and kissed him for making that save. Then he saved Shevchenko's penalty, didn't he? He saved Pirlo penalty, then Shevchenko's to win us it. Unbelievable. And I always remember about it because when I got home, I seen highlights because I believe Sky has it on from the morning, you know, coming right through. And I seen in Lime Street, there was a banner, and these fellas, whoever they were, they must have just took the sheet off a bed and just got some black paint on it. We had a pole, that's all it says, a pole in our goal. What a banner that was, just a fucking sheet. And they were waving it. And I used to say to my mates, you know, some friends of mine, I said, you never see that banner? Was you watching it? He said, no. I said, you never seen the banner? No. a pole in our goal. That's what it's all. That's all it said. Great. And it wasn't done like all, you know, the way you can do these banners, you know, with perfect letters. It's just fucking thrown on a pole in our goal. Brilliant. It's just like when I have the backdrop. And I think it's the greatest banner ever. We all know about, you know, you want to go to Grafton on a Friday night. You think this is hell. Go to the Grafton on a Friday night. You know, that was the greatest of all. But Shankly lives forever. And it's a young lad, young kid, who's holding up a little banner, just like the pole in our goal. Know what I mean? Shankly lives forever, because he does. He lives with everybody. And I always said that Jurgen Klopp was like Shankly, because Shankly embraced the fans like no other. Incredible, man. And then fast forward, Jurgen Klopp was the same, embracing the fans. He embraced us. He held us. You know, people say that it was when he used to go up to the Kop, going pum, 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 the first things. That was the fans, because he loved them. He loved them. He loved us. And you get this fucking fella fucking moaning at us. This fucking ballsy prick. The quiet, they don't make a noise because of your fucking play, you fucking prick. I hate that, you know. Fucking hate is what he said there. When he said that. Even Hodgson or the Northern Irish fella, they never fucking called our fans for anything. He fucking has. Yeah. Bollocks. The rats in there, never forget Yosemite. T.W. What a night. Yes. Lovely memory, wasn't it? Or isn't it? And Steve, Slock couldn't beat Galatasaray, let alone AC back then. That's a good shout, actually, Steve. That's an excellent shout. Now we are David's West End, my old mate. And a nice man too. Now, this fella, Dave, has worked under Rafa and also Kenny. Him. And a nice man too, Frank. And that's Rafa he's talking about. David's West End. My old mate. He's worked under them. Rafa only had a 16 million budget. I know, and when he wanted Fernando Torres, I think he cost 24 million. And I'll never ever forget, I don't know whether it was Gillette or Hicks, and Fernando was injured. And he said, this is a fucking typical American. He said, I want our asset playing. Think about that. I want our asset playing. They were just fucking assets. They were commodities. Just like the slave trade, when people were deconstructed, human beings, deconstructed, dehumanized, and they were commodities. And that just reminded me of that when he came out and said that. I don't know whether it was Hicks or Gillette. I think it was Gillette who said that. We want our asset, playing asset. Thought, you fucker. TW, that save from Dudek in extra time. Yeah, that was it. Double save. It was incredible. Judy. One of the best nights of my life, says Francis B. The 25th of May, 2005. We have great nights, don't we? You know, in Rome, 77. Incredible. Said to me mates, we went, two of them, three of us. And one of them says, you've got an ambition, haven't you? I said, yeah. And they said, well, what's the ambition? And I said, I want to see Liverpool win, obviously. I'd love us to win this year. But I was just made up to get to the final. I said, we've achieved something, getting to a European Cup final. This is me. And they were made up as well, yeah, you know. I said, even if we get beat, I said, we've got to the final. And I said, and I want to go and see, got to go in and see the Colosseum. And that's genuine, this. He went, what kind of a club is it? Is there any strippers on? I went, what? I said, it's not a club. They said, well, what kind of a club is it? I said, it's an ancient ruin. I can say this now. And he said, fuck off, fucking ancient ruin. And can you get a bevy in it? I said, no. I said, it's an ancient ruin. It's a Colosseum. Where the Romans and they go, fuck off, we'll fucking go there. We want to go to a club where there's strippers. They're only young. Honestly. And coming home, they said, you fulfilled your ambition, didn't you? I said, yeah. Then you have down at Wembley the following year, the only British team to retain it. Think about that. Then in 81 in Paris, the Parc des Princes. Incredible. With Barney the Rub scoring. Barney the Rubble. Then in 84. Incredible again. Rome. Then you fast forward to 2005. Fast forward again to Madrid. They're the nights and the days and everything to save it. To save it. great memories. And that's just the Champions League. That's the European Cup and Champions League. And one thing as well, Bob Paisley at the time was the only man to win 3 European Cups with the same club. The only manager. No one else had done it at the time. And Frankie, in the Benitez days, Rafa wanted Barry for Xabi. We know that. But if we could have got Pablo, he's fucking brilliant. I'd have loved him, man. I was going away. I was travelling to Italy. And we went to see Rafa with his Valencia side. And I seen that that pain was gone then, for a while. Anyway, I seen that Aima raw, seen him. And when Rafa Benitez came to Liverpool, I thought he would have brought him. He was unbelievable. Aima, who had Rafa raved about and I loved from Valencia, we would have won a title. Instead, we signed Benayoun. I didn't mind Benayoun though, I thought he was good. Little Benayoun. But Aima, he was an incredible player. But Rafa, I think David West does it tell us. Rafa, I don't think he would have gone and got players from his former club. He wasn't that type of manager. To do that, to upset fans. Just imagine taking Steven Gerrard away from us, if you know what I mean. Mark Simons. Trent's being told he can go, Frank. Would you bring the prodigal back home? Yeah. Lauren's still with us. I wish I was alive for that game. Lauren, incredible. You're talking about the AC game, aren't you, in Istanbul? There was there's been 2 of the greatest nights in May. I've just mentioned these particular European Cups. Incredible. Incredible. But there are 2 nights that is incredible, but unbelievable. You had that feeling of, 3 nights, got to say this. But I'll get rid of the 2 first. And that was Istanbul, coming back from 3-0 down. An incredible feat in a final. And I said at half time, I said, I hope we can score a couple of goals so that we won't be, humiliated, give a fight in the second half. It just blew my expectations. It was incredible. Then we had the Barcelona game. 3-0 down. And Barcelona with Messi, unbelievable side. And I said it more or less the same thing. I just hope we score, because we were the better side at the new camp. I said we were the better side that night, and the scoreline flattered them. And I said, we'll beat these tonight. But I didn't expect us to go through because I really thought that they would have scored. And it would have been more or less impossible. And that night, so you had 2 nights that there'd be no other team to do what we did. No other team, no final and no semi-final. What we did. But AC Milan and Barcelona, 2 great sides. And the other game I was at, and it was the greatest roar I've ever heard in my life. And I think Ro's dad must have been there as well. And he'd say the same. The Anfield Ro's dad. And that was San Etienne. When we beat them. San Etienne were the top side in Europe at the time. They had some great players. A fella named Rocheteau. He was the darling of Europe, him. Big handsome kid. An unbelievable player. The darling of French football. Big pin-up he was. And we beat them. And the roar was absolutely amazing. I had titanitis for a couple of days when I got home. Unbelievable. I told me, my ears were ringing. The feeling coming out of the grounds was exceptional. It was exceptional. And, for ages afterwards, we were just talking about that game. And that game catapulted us to win the European Cup in Rome. Christopher, Jürgen did criticise the fans that left 10 minutes. Oh, you went, yeah, you would. Yeah. Fucking hell, Christopher. Fucking hell, you're fucking scraping the barrel. It's all like that, by the way. It's all fucking like that. It's more or less stopped, but now loads seem to go early again. But that's what happens when the footy is boring. There are 2 different things from fucking Slot and what he fucking said. Don't do that, Christopher, please. Because he did. He did moan, why did he get leaving? Get behind the team. This is what he was saying, not fucking him. Not him. Slot. Fucking had to go him. Criticised us. But Jürgen was telling those fans, don't go. Without Rafa, we would never have would sign Coutinho. And from then on, sell him on for under. So Rafa done us a huge favour. We shouldn't forget that. The Northern Irish fella fucking didn't want him. I'm telling, and Dave would tell you, Dave Westhead, if he's still with us. And it was Stevie Gerrard said, fucking get him, to the Northern Irish fella. He said, get him. Take notice of Rafa Benitez. If he says he's a great player, get him. Because he just wants a Premier League football. He wanted to leave. Inter. Rafa was the manager, as you know, of Inter. He said, get him. get him to Liverpool. And the Northern Irish fella went, oh, who was he? And it was only Steven Gerrard who fucking said, you better get him. It was Bob's heavenly birthday yesterday. I wonder what he would have made of our performance this season. Or the Shanks. Or any of them. That Sunderland's are impressive. They do the simple things brilliantly. The wide areas, a simple winger comes short. Fullback overlaps. Remember when we did that? Oh, I miss Jürgen's play, says the Raw. And at Anfield today, Lauren, it was glorious. Best Champions League final ever. Our little Lauren Bianchi would have wished she was alive then. Never mind, sweetheart, you will see other games like that. You're bound to, especially Liverpool. She must be a little red. Lovely. And the Raw to the T. Him and Joe Fagan would have just said to the players, we have told you all we can. The rest is fucking up to you now. Sweet. Remember Ronnie Moran and Souness? He said, how do you want me to play? He said, you fucking play football. Go and fucking play it. What do you want me to tell you to do? He said to Souness. That was the boot room. That was the boot room. Gonna finish now anyway. Gonna make myself a cup of tea. And I'll see you later on. See you later on, hopefully. Thanks for keeping me company today. Frankie, what time you up for the match, mate? 4:30. I've got to go shopping for it. I always come on an hour, well, 3/4 of an hour before the game starts. So it's 3/4 of it. What time kickoff? Is it 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock? Is it 5 or 4 o'clock? I don't fucking know. Is it 5 or 5? So say it's 5 o'clock, right? I'll come on at 4:15. If it's 5:30, it'll be 4:45. No, it won't. It'll be 4:45, yeah. So that's what time. And Francis says, see you soon, Frank. Yes, Francis. That'll do, mate. Great name, by the way. Yeah, Francis says it's 5:30. Is that the kickoff? So I'll be on at 4:45. Raw. Thank you, Francis. All right, mate. See you later at 5, I think. 1:45. And Christopher, have a great weekend, Frank, and everyone up the title winning Reds. Absolutely. Thanks, Christopher. Hope to see you later. And the say, like Francis saying, 5:30 kickoff. And what do we get told? We don't want Liverpool to win. Our little channel, our little family. Fucking hell. Every fucking game we want them to win. We just don't want to see Slot fucking ruin this great club of ours. See you 4:45. Yes. Yes, see you then, mate. And I just want to say to these wonderful people, for every pod that I do, Gap Patent Services, please bear them in mind. Please don't struggle. If you know anyone who are pensioners and they want their house done, just tell them they get a special discount, or even an NHS worker. Please, Gap Patent Services, who sponsor every pod that I do. Lauren, Lauren, I'm sorry for swearing, you know. You get Anfield Road and CW and everything. They make me swear. No, they don't. Lauren, you're a sweetheart. See you later, eh? You get a line for us. Look after yourselves. See you later, boys and girls. Ta-ra, Lauren. See you later. Ci vediamo. In Italian, that is. Ci vediamo, cara mia. Do you know what that means? See you soon, my dear. See you later. Ciao.